Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. And today, we've got the Ringside exclusive, unsanctioned TNA, Joe Hendry action figure review. And man, when they dropped this on us so randomly and out the blue the other day, I can't even lie, my heart dropped because I was sad I didn't have a single dollar in the bank that I could just put towards to get this figure. Now, I do kind of want to get the chase as well, I'm not going to lie. I might end up picking up the chase. But at the end of the day, at least I can say, finally, I've got a Joe Hendry in the collection. This box is absolutely amazing, from having the lyrics on the back of the box, beautiful graphics of Joe Hendry, and I just love the white and blue design on here. Everything is just looking quite nice, and on top of that, this is kind of more like the entrance greats figures that Mattel used to release, where he's got the little entrance display base, and all I'm gonna say is, we'll play it a little bit, but after that, we'll pause it so we can get Joe Hendry out of his plastic prison. But let's just hear this real quick. If I can fucking push the button. Now, mind you, it plays the whole song too, so take that as you will. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this, and without any further hesitation, why don't we get into this Joe Hendry action figure review now, shall we? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got the Joe Hendry out of his plastic prison, we can get into the figure, and, obviously how he looks, how he poses, and all that good jazz, but we can also now get into the action figure accessories, and he does come with quite a lot. And first and foremost, all I'm gonna say is how impressed I am with this Unsanctioned line. Of course, this is my first figure out of the Unsanctioned line. They've technically got 5 figures in total. 4 of them are in 2 packs. You've got the tag team of Demolition and the Road Warriors, and then you've got single-handedly probably one of the better things I've seen all year around. We've got Joe Hendry. Anywho, getting into his accessories, of course he does come with 2 sets of interchangeable hands. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get like a open palm hand so he could do his clap gesture, but that's besides the point. At least we got 2. We got a set of weapon/mic holding hands, and then we've also got a set of fist hands. So who's gonna complain with that? You know what I mean? Like, these are pretty solid looking too. Though, of course, because of the difference in the peg, you will not be getting an AEW and or WWE figure hand to fit in these pegs, so that's kind of sad to say, but that's besides the point. Of course, you get 2 different sets of interchangeable head scans. This one, in my opinion, it could be painted a little bit better in the eyes, I think. But besides that, honestly, I like the likeness here. I think this head scan's actually fairly damn solid. It looks really damn close to Joe Hendry. Little cartoony, but of course they don't say that they're doing true effects on these figures. So if you expected Mattel quality true effects, almost lifelike looking head scans, you're stupid. Anyway, you also got the Joe Hendry shirt, which is a really nice soft material. Got the Joe Hendry logo. It is Velcro too, so I'm sure that might make everybody happy with it being a easier accessory to put on, but nonetheless, I do really dig the shirt. And of course, we've got the little display base piece here that also plays his theme song. I'm not going to hit the button again because we already hit the button a little bit earlier, but it's got JH, I believe in Joe Hendry, just like his t-shirt. And of course, what's even better about this, I want to say he's got a peg closer to the top of his foot, so he can stand on here. And, you know, honestly, when it comes down to this accessory, not just is this a great accessory, but this also could be used as like a little entrance accessory, maybe. Like, just gonna show you, you know, you could have them propped up on here, and then say you have them slowly get turned around on the display base like it's a lazy boy, or what the fuck do they call them stupid things? I don't know, but you know, like it could turn around, and then, you know, he's sitting there hitting his entrance pose, looking all smiley and giddy and all that fun shit. But yeah, you know, it's not terrible. I think the peg hole placement could be a lot better, because I was about to say, it doesn't really seem to fit too flush with his foot, but maybe I just didn't have it sitting on there right. But, it actually will sit in the foot pretty well. Maybe I was mistaken. But that doesn't matter, as now we can get into this Joe Hendry itself. And first things first, we can now get into the goofier looking head scan, which is the like cheesing face that he does during his entrance. Of course, he's just a very smiley guy. The beard and hair do look pretty decent. Honestly, I'm not hating this head scan as much as I thought I would when it first got revealed, though I'm not gonna lie. Why does it kind of look like Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder's Elite 59 figure with blonde hair? Like, if I had that head scan, I would show you, but I do not. Either way, getting into the torso itself, you've got a lot of stomach and chest hair decal. One thing I will say about this, though, is I do kind of hate how they don't continue it up here on the lower half at least, but it's whatever, I guess. Not the worst ordeal. You've got double jointed arms with blue wrist tape. All I can say is it's not too bad on posing when it comes to the upper half either, though the arms are a little stiff. These are some fairly newer figures in the line though, so you might have to just wait it out as far as getting less stiff shoulder pieces, because my arms pose pretty well. They were a little stiff at first, but once you get past the first initial bend, they're actually not too terrible to pose. They actually hold a pose quite well. Got wrist swivel and articulation here, as you can see. A lot of good shit here. A lot of good shit. I can't complain. Of course, I didn't get into it, but I almost popped the head scan off. But this can actually look up quite well. And he can actually look, well, I was going to say he can look down quite well, but I overshot the head, so give me one quick second to find that over here. No rush here, I guess. Well, maybe you're rushing me, I don't know. But, I don't know, I'm not complaining. This figure is posing quite well, and we hit a copyright song in the middle of this playlist, so That's great. Gotta love that, don't you? I don't know why that happened. I really don't. But it's whatever. Shit happens. Of course, get lucky with a Joe Hendry figure, and it gets a little wonky with the music. But as far as the gear goes, it is looking really solid here. I love the way the gear itself just looks all around. Sad to say, the pegs or the ball joints that hold the legs are skin toned, so that's a little irritating, I guess. Because I don't know about you, but that's not the most appealing thing to see. But he's got a really nice kick forward here. upper thigh cut is existent, so don't worry about that. You do get some really good leg movement here. Of course, you got some double jointed knees, nice white knee pads with a little silver trim, and some nice solid white boots that have rotation and ankle articulation, as you can see here. And the weird thing is it almost feels like it doesn't, because the ankle just moves smooth, but it holds well. At least out of the package, it holds really well. And yeah, you know, like, look at that shit. He can limbo, dude. This dude is posing better than some AEW figs, and that's not saying much, I guess, but the way this man is posing, golly. I hope we get plenty more modern and maybe even some retro TNA talent out of this line now, with them being signed with I'm assuming at least they signed a deal for TNA figures to be produced by Ringside, but I don't know. But as far as it goes, why don't we get this Joe Hendry all like posed up decent, and we can get into some action figure comparisons before we get into the final pose. Alrighty, you guys, just comparing this Joe Hendry to just some of my other figures that I want to say he's had matches with, and or if not, maybe some potential dream matches. As I know he's fought Kurt Angle in WCPW, he's fought Trick Williams recently. I want to say he's fought both Dunn and Bay on the indies. The only one I'm not too sure about here is Jay Lethal, which, mind you, I did just pick him up not too long ago. I can't lie. There's a couple of figures I just haven't taken the time to actually sit down and review. Got them all loose, so it's kind of just more or less the hit or miss idea of, do I want to review them? Do I not? Either way, it doesn't really matter. What does matter, though, at the end of the day, is the fact that this Joe Hendry does look really damn solid up next to all of these guys who he may have fought in the ring before. But with all that being said, why don't we get this Joe Hendry into his final pose, and well, we can just go over how we feel about this Joe Hendry release, and if it's worth the money and all that kind of stuff, just rank it, etc. Well, now that we've got this Joe Hendry in his final pose, all I can really say is how unexpectedly great this is, because we didn't know about this, we didn't know we were getting this, and well, at the end of the day, the fact that we got this right before Christmas, we can get two different versions of this. And I say it like that because there's a little bit of differences amongst the two variations, of course. You got differences in the tight designs and knee pads, I think. And they are also packaged a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, they came in clutch with this Joe Hendry, and honestly, the price tag that you can get this for may be a little bit ridiculous, but with the discount code, I did save 10%, and after the 10% off discount, I think with priority shipping, this Joe Hendry cost me a little under $50, which, I mean, that is a little crazy for one figure, especially when they are selling 2-packs a little bit cheaper, I want to say, but none of those 2-packs come with the entrance display base, you know, plus this plays the whole fucking song too, like that's crazy. I can't even imagine how much time they had to put into that, just to like creatively put this all together and just find a decent price tag, because he does come with quite a bit of accessories. 2 different heads, 2 different sets of interchangeable hands, a cloth t-shirt, a really good cloth t-shirt at that, plus that entrance display base. Man, oh man, this Joe Hendry has it all, except for great head scans, and that might be like my only downfall here. I love the way it looks aesthetically, especially from afar. It does not look that bad at all. If anything, it's once you get real close up on it, it kind of looks a little wonky, but it's still honestly, it still does not look that bad at all in person compared to some of the render images that they took for the, image on Ringside Collectables itself. But I guess with all that being said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would I rank this Joe Hendry? And well, at the end of the day, I'm going to give this man a good solid 8 out of 10. Only reason why I give him a good solid 8 out of 10, that price tag is a little high. I wish they could have done like 45, maybe fucking even, because what is it right now? It's like, I think it's like $40 before shipping, but if you get standard shipping, it could take forever. That's why you gotta spend that like $10 to get priority shipping. Anywho, with that being said, all the way around between price tag, accessories, and all that kind of stuff, it is a little pricey. But if you love Joe Hendry like I love Joe Hendry, that $50 will be well spent. And on that note, I don't really have anything else to say. If anything, I think I just remembered in the last video I never did the Dave Meltzer star scales. So I don't know, maybe I should just start leaving the Dave Meltzer star scaling out of it, because it kind of felt like it flowed a little bit better. But since it is the first in the Unsanctioned line, why don't we give him a little old Dave Meltzer star scaling? And maybe let me know in the comment section below if you stayed this long. Should I keep doing both scaling sets, or should I just do the one? Anyway, since we gave him a good solid 8 out of 10, I feel it is only justified in the good old 1 to Young Buck match that we give this man a good solid 4 out of 5 stars. And that is just because, honestly, it is really solid. The head scans can take it down a star for the two of them apiece, but at the end of the day, formula is really good. It poses well, it scales well, and honestly, there's no reason as to why you shouldn't want to get this. But speaking of, if you guys like this video, there's absolutely no reason as to why you guys shouldn't be liking this video. Hit that thumbs up. Speaking of, if you did like the video though, and you guys would like to, feel free to go follow me, feel free to go check out some of my other videos. I don't know why I went to go say follow me on Instagram, but feel free to do that too, because I don't really plug my Instagram enough. But if you guys would like to check out any and all of my action figure videos, as you can see, as of refreshed, we've got the Julius and Brutus reviews up and running right now as we speak. We've got plenty of other reviews as well to go around, some pick fed content, you name it, we got it probably. And I only say it like that because, well, we don't do like Marvel Legends and all that kind of stuff, but meh, that doesn't really matter. You know what does matter though? If you guys could, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe, and we are on the road to 500 subscribers. I know we're only 2 days away, but maybe if you guys could, as like a little Christmas gift, maybe help out towards the subscription goal. After all, we are only 20 subscribers away from hitting the 500 marker. So, what are you waiting for? If one of you sends it, we have plenty enough people to where if one person sent this video or sent something of mine to a friend of theirs who also enjoys wrestling content, that then and therefore we could build this channel to that 500 marker. And either way, I do appreciate those of you who are subscribed and who enjoy the channel, whether you stick around for the reviews, whether you come in for the pick fed content, whatever it may be, I appreciate you all, especially, you know, a lot of the creators I talk to on Instagram itself, like Enigma Figs, like TCW Pickfed, like BZW Pickfed. He's only on Instagram itself, so that's actually kind of a neat thing too to think about when it comes to this community. Is you've got IG exclusive feds, you've got pick feds, you've got different variations on all these feds, you've got commentary feds, music feds, video feds. There's so many different kinds of pick feds that you can just search from, and so many of them that are great too. That's almost kind of like the modern day wrestling problem, is there's so many feds out there, is that it's hard to actually sit there and just enjoy them all the way you used to. Because when I was growing up, shit, we didn't nearly have this much variety, let alone this much variety that was good. But, you know, with all that being said, I don't really have all that much more left to say. But, you know, if anything, just gonna throw it out there. A little shout out to my boy Action Figure Universe and my other boy Dragonator 2003. Both of them on Instagram if you want to go follow those guys. I've shouted them out in previous PickFed videos. Dragonator more of a recent one, but honestly, I don't have anything else left to say. So at the end of the day, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone, but if I were, would I enjoy it? I don't know. If I believe in Joe Hendry enough, I might. And on that note, deuces, ooses, yay. We believe we should have a better head skin, not gonna lie.